Have you ever saw a game mechanic that ruined your day? You're not even close to alone in this. There are many mechanics that seem to unite even the most divided populaces in sheer hatred towards them. Your first thought is really ever, how do I work around this? Or why did I instinctually destroy my $5,000 television with my controller? It is usually, mechanics are supposed to make the game fun, but can easily have the complete opposite effect. Sometimes it takes even just one bad mechanic to ruin the entire game. These are in no particular order, ranging from the salvage mode to game arenas. Number 10. Unskippable cutscenes after saving. This is barely noticeable to the developers who add it, but it's far more annoying to encounter. Unskippable cutscenes annoy people who are only here for the gameplay. Sometimes developers intentionally leave out the skip button. Citizens have concerns over people accidentally skipping plot crucial scenes. A better way to avoid this problem is to make the player hold the skip button. Give the skip an audio alert so that the people who are staring at the screens would notice themselves skipping it. However, no matter what the cutscene is, make sure that you save the game after the cutscene instead of before. When the player dies, they shouldn't be greeted by the exact same cutscene they already watched and be unable to skip it. They already saw and just want to get back to the game. Along with making deaths extra frustrating, it also harms the replay value of the game. Another way to harm the replay value is by making content permanently missable. Simply advancing in the game should never bar you from completing it. The game can destroy a level that has a crucial item in it or simply neglect making levels revisitable at all. I have to spoil the game for myself just so that I don't get screwed over and have to reset the entire run. However, badly spoilers affect the plot. They are better than having to pay extra money just to be on the same playing field as everyone else. Monetization in games already has a bad reputation due to how prevalent and expensive it gets. Loot boxes, premium currency, $40,000 rainbow puppies, and day 1 DLC are what are often complained about. However, these do not ruin the experience of normal players. They may exploit ads and make low tip and max out mom's credit card, but they do not make the core game worse. If you can pay for weapons that are objectively better than what everyone else has, then that's a massive issue. Skill and progress can feel pointless when money can curb stomp them. It alienates everyone who doesn't have enough money to waste, almost guaranteeing their loss. This drives the majority of the player base away because not everyone is Elon Musk. Poor people already have enough difficulty trying to make ends meet. When they have to choose between a $50 diamond gun, $30 silver gun, or not being homeless and starving to death, don't be surprised when they pick the latter. The people who do pay rarely keep what they bought once the game shuts down. As your fanbase shrinks, the rich are left alone. The servers will be left nearly empty. There are no more normal people for them to lord over. Another mistake in monetization is mid-game advertisements. This is far more common on mobile, but it is slowly slithering its slum way into PC games. Ads already ruin immersion instantaneously by interrupting the game and forcing you to wait for the X to appear. You have to pray that the X isn't fake. If this happens during an online game, you are completely screwed. You are forced to be idle and will die as soon as a single person sees you. You have no way of preventing this outside of protection money. You all know how insufferable mobile game ads are nowadays. Another annoying thing is having to parade a fragile and moronic NPC across the arena. Many games have missions where you need to protect one NPC and bring them to a destination. It's not so bad when this person can defend themselves or given invincibility. However, this person is often one of the stupidest people ever born. They are fully willing to run straight into the gunfire but fear the exit far more. They often have less health than even a very basic enemy. They rarely have any means to defend themselves, and if they do, their aim is comparable to a drunk stormtrooper. They are also faster than your walking speed, but slower than your running speed. They make you awkwardly turn sprint on and off repeatedly. They even give you a game over if they merely stub their toe. They feel less like people and more like parasites trying desperately to drag you down with them. Another mechanic that can go wrong is instant death. Instant kills give the player zero room for error. Some places should keep them like cliffs and lava pits. Melee enemies and projectiles that can kill you instantly are already bad enough, but you can avoid them. It's way worse when it's unavoidable. Sniper rifles are the biggest offenders. It can be infuriating to be on the receiving end of a headshot, even in games where they take skill to land. There can be at least some respect for a well-aimed headshot. It is significantly worse when enemies are given the ability to headshot. This can be negated with fallible AI, but most of the time, they just instantly kill you out of spawn. They also get homing instant kills too a lot of the time, like missiles. The ones that are faster than you and cannot be reflected. Another way to unavoidably kill your playbase is by adding bosses that cannot be beaten. These are the bosses that are outright impossible to kill, but the game forces you to fight them anyway. They aren't called impossible because of how hard they are. The game outright refuses to let you beat them. Any consumables used during the fight will amount to nothing, and will still be gone forever. You can even lose your entire party but the main character with no warning or way to prevent it. This doesn't happen in a cutscene or text where it doesn't have direct consequences on the gameplay. It is unavoidable and guaranteed to ruin any streaks or momentum you had going. It isn't impressive or intimidating, it is just annoying. Yet another annoying thing is having to rely on RNG. I should not have to rely on a random number being generated to complete a mission. Some games need to use chance to prevent themselves from becoming stale, but whether you win or lose should not be a coin flip. The more competitive a game is, the worse RNG would harm it. It is far less insulting to lose a game of Mario Party to RNG than it would be to lose a tournament. However annoying this is, it is even worse when it is applied to microtransactions. If you spend your hard-earned money on something, the very least that the seller can do is actually give it to you. Loot boxes make you pay for a minuscule chance of getting what you are actually trying to get. Most of these items are thankfully either useless or available elsewhere. It can take $1 to buy skin directly, and then $1,000 for the box to give you the same skin. Luck should not heavily affect the match results and should not even be a factor once real money gets involved. Number 2 is team killing. This is a rare example of realism destroying immersion instead of enhancing it. Friendly fire is added to games to force players to aim the shots perfectly while trying to save an ally. It is supposed to prevent people from recklessly blasting the enemies like a blindfold sprinkler. Instead, it leads to people spawn camping their entire teams. It ruins the fun of the entire server. Their team is straight up not allowed to play anymore, and the enemy has zero effort or satisfaction during their wins. Some games ban you for killing your teammates too much, but why allow it in the first place if it both ruins the game and is bannable offense? It's like if there was a weapon that gives you aimbot but bans you after 2 kills. Team killing is a mechanic that is ripe for exploitation by trolls and ruins 10 games for every 1 game that it plays a fair role in. This final one is the most significant but also the vaguest. Mechanics that clash with the gameplay. This is the sort of thing that you can know when you see it. Before adding a mechanic, please think about the core concept and gameplay of your game. If it would enhance what you are going for, then you may have a keeper. Many otherwise good mechanics can be added to the wrong games. Homing bolts weapons are cool in roguelikes, but feel far cheaper in the first-person shooter. Do not be afraid to be unique. Mechanics can be weird to make the game far better and more special. You just have to make sure that the mechanic helps the game instead of hinders it. Even some mechanics on this very list can be done effectively. Test your game and find the mechanics that will make your game soar instead of sink. This is my very first video on this channel. If you liked this video, then please like and subscribe for more content. We're currently sitting at 0 subscribers, so every little bit will help tremendously.